Hello, my friends, and welcome back to our watch through of Spy Family. Yeah, I didn't need that. Welcome back to our watch through of Spy Family. Today we're gonna plow through and make this our final video on the topic. This hat. The hat. We're done with the hat. We're going to plow through and finish season 1. Because honestly, there's a few episodes in here that I didn't feel were worth covering too much. And you'll see a little bit more once we really get into it. But before we do any of that, let's do a quick recap of what we've already seen. Spy. Telepath. Assassin. Replaceable informant. Long ago, in Berlin during Cold War times, according to the comment section at least, they lived in a beneficial harmony. But everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Multiple times, as you'll see later. Only the plot could save them. But when they needed it most, it was there. It just, well, I don't know, guys. Like, I kind of got bored of it. Like, if I'm being honest, I got bored of the plot. Like, it was cool in the beginning, right? Like, very enjoyable. But then, like, when you're just doing the same thing over and over again, it just becomes CW Arrow or CW Flash or CW any DC show they've ever done. It just gets repetitive, you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, that's not to say that I didn't like the show overall. I did enjoy the show, but we're gonna get to that. But for a real catch-up, we met our favorite spy, Twilight, whose mission was to scrounge up a family. He happened to pick up the 2 weirdest people he could find to build this family with by making the wonderful decisions that he did, in which he slowly realizes he fucked up. But luckily, every time a situation happens, he happens to just get by, allowing the mission to continue. Oh, and Anya watches a real murder on episode 1. Our favorite spy finds his signature move.
Concussive recovery method.
Yor, his fake wife, kills so often it becomes a kink. Anya finds a boy she needs to become friends with to help out with Papa's mission, so she falcon punches him so hard that he falls in love with her but is in the denial stage. And Yor's brother, who we met at the end of our last video, has a borderline creepy way of looking at his sister.
You gotta kiss her right here and now.
Did I miss anything? No? Cool. Onward! Now that we're all caught up, this episode is one of the ones I still kind of enjoyed. It was a dodgeball episode. It reminded me of my childhood, like the good times of the childhood. It was all around a fun episode. The whole class had heard a rumor that they could get Estella for winning this game of dodgeball, which I didn't completely explain, but Estella is basically the star system when you're a kid. You know, when you get the star stickers on the board? It's pretty much the same thing. So they all go through their own dodgeball training arc, except for Anya, because she just learns how to kill people with a ball.
Step out with your foot, channeling all of your strength into your shoulder. Boom! Okay, now you try it.
Granted, we've all wished that we had that godly whip toss to knock out our enemies in dodgeball, so. But if you thought it was gonna be easy for our main character, or her possible later on boyfriend in the future when they're all adults, I don't know. You're wrong, because on the opposite team was a man, a full-blown man. Like, I don't care. This is not a 6-year-old child. Do you see how big this guy is? Like, I looked into, like, seeing if I could find what this child's height was, and it was, what was it? Between 4'11 and 5'3", which is like Kevin Hart size, okay? This is a full-blown man. And did you hear his fucking voice?
Flow, humidity, all good.
He's older than me. I don't know why this man's on the dodgeball team, aside from wanting to just dominate in dodgeball, which I kind of do get, actually. I changed my mind. So this man exterminated most of the class by himself, of course.
4 hits.
Which I do have a question for the audience here. Dodgeball for you guys. I remember if you caught the ball, right? Like if somebody threw the ball at you, you caught it, they're out. That wasn't the case for these guys, which threw me for a little bit of a loop. I was like, how are they not out? But at the same time, a man played dodgeball against a bunch of children, so I don't think it really mattered that much. But if that's how you guys play dodgeball as well, just let me know down below. Which after a few dramatic knockouts, it was left up to Anya to win the match for everybody. And for a split moment, I thought I was gonna get a glimpse of whether or not that meme had any validity. You know, the whole meme that started it for me, that one right there. Yeah, that one. Because she had everyone shook. Her classmates, this man-child, everyone. And yeah, she has worse aim than me, which I know to you as the audience who don't know me in person, it means nothing. And also the rumor ended up being fake, so the guy didn't even get any sort of award for literally eliminating an entire team by himself.
We do not award Stella for winning one small game in a single class.
Sucks to suck. And moving on to episode 11, pretty much right at the start of this next episode, I realized that Anya is not good at anything. Was there really any validity to that meme? Was I lied to? Did I watch this show for no reason? Anyway, she tries to volunteer to get her Stella since there's more likelihood that she's gonna flunk out than get one academically. And of course, she also fails at that. And I know that a lot of you are probably sitting there just like, yo, dude, she's fucking 4 years old. I know she's 4 years old. But I'm still gonna shit on a 4-year-old. But right after being told that she sucks by this nurse and that she needs to leave, she catches the thoughts of Tiny Tim drowning in a pool. And when this moment happened, I thought, wait, does Anya know how to swim? She can't, just in case you were curious. But Papa saves them both, and Anya gets her first Stella. Which gets her in her head thinking that she's gonna win over Second Son this way. She also doesn't do that.
I was completely wrong about you, Anya. Want to be my friend? You should totally come over to my place and bring your dad too.
The world was at peace.
Don't get a big head, kid.
And honestly, guys, at this point, I'm starting to feel a little disappointed because I was expecting like an wALiE 2.0. You know what I mean? Like someone who could beat the shit out of Goku, and I'm not getting that here. Maybe that happens in season 2, because I missed it here in season 1. Either way, I'm genuinely lost. Anya mentions she wants a dog, and her parents almost scare her out of getting that.
Security for the apartment.
It might rip Anya to shreds if we get the wrong one.
Especially her crazy expectations of what dogs are supposed to be like.
Ah, well.
You got any skills with a knife? On the next episode, Lloyd gets stuck trying to balance his work life and his family life, and his fake parents make Anya cry because she tried to sneak into their room with her new penguin toy. We all know what happened the last time she snuck into her parents' room and messed with his stuff. So it's kind of valid. Either way, nothing else happens on this episode. We're moving on. Anya finally gets her chance to go look at puppies at the puppy store.
That's a no face!
Except these puppies are all on roids and flexing for some reason. It's like a steroided Scooby-Doo. We also learned about some extremist college students that are strapping bombs to dogs to make a statement. Neat. Why are we strapping bombs to dogs, people? Thankfully, Twilight and his boss obtained that information through the 6ix9ine of the group and got him to rat out the rest of his boys and their plans. So, shout out to you, Takashi. That's fucked up. We also get a glimpse of the forger's soon-to-be dog saving a child's life, which, P.S., he wouldn't be a true forger if he didn't have a weird quirk with him. Can you guys guess what that weird quirk is? That's right, he's Canassin. And if you don't get that reference, that just means that
I can see the future!
Anyway, while looking at tiny dogs with stubby legs, Anya comes to the realization about small things with stubby legs. Wrong clip. The one before that.
Is cute even with stubby legs? So that means I'm cute too.
Her soon-to-be big fluff shows her the future, and she sneaks out, again, and gets kidnapped. Again, which is obnoxious. This girl has a shit streak. That is 3 times in the matter of like 13 episodes. I've gone my whole life without getting kidnapped 1 time. Not 1 time. This girl has a very low likelihood of survival. Speaking of which, this guy was really ready to stab a kid. Why the fuck was he so quick? Why? Why? Oh my god. Until our goodest boy came to save the day.
I'm gonna shut you up for good.
I lied. He came to save the day until he was also threatened to be beaten to death. Then he also realized that she had a very low likelihood of survival. So, I mean, why not use her as a human shield? But that 2% chance came up anyway. They got distracted because, they found out Takashi was a rat through this phone call. So luckily, our goodest boy and little girl got away. Until they didn't. Maybe his likelihood for survival is just as low as the girl's, because you think a dog that can see the future would be able to see this coming. But maybe not. Gong! Episode 14. Okay. I'm probably not gonna do that. Making up for his miscomings, Yor comes to save the day. And although she misunderstood the plans for this little girl,
No, little Anya is too young to get married.
I'm sure somewhere in Yor's head, murdering little girl is the same thing as marrying little girl. It sounds so similar. It's almost like Far Cry 3 when you choose the bad ending. You know what I'm talking about, right? After being saved, the goodest boy shows the darkest outcome to this little girl. So, if you include this future and episode 1, where she saw someone get shot to death, that is now 2 dead bodies that this girl's being traumatized by. Or 3, if you count, like, yours thoughts on how dogs may treat her. I mean, it's her own dead body, but, you know, dead body nonetheless. So Anya runs off again, because what's one more kidnapping? In the meantime, most of the dum-dums are caught, and Twilight's boss puts the fear of God into them, and honestly said some shit that even I was like, damn. Chill. Honestly, I thought she was gonna end up shooting somebody, which she didn't. But would any of you have been upset if she did? Because I know I wouldn't have. Back to our puppy and lucky survivor duo. They're on a mission to stop a bomb that will kill her father. While at the same time, our main college weirdo is getting ready with his trained suicide dog bomber to blow up a politician. Which, maybe I missed that part of college, guys. Like, I don't remember college being so political, you know? Like, I remember, like, there was a few, like, there was those people that were like, we need to change the world! But no one paid attention to them. And maybe it's the fact that we ignored those people because we were running low on energy due to our ramen noodle diet and, like, trying to survive on the few electrolytes we could get in after our crazy hangover the night before. Because we thought maybe it'd be a good idea for us to get fucked up before a test because we're stressed out. Or maybe it was the anxiety of our parents coming to visit us randomly during college time. Or maybe it's even the fact that, like, we knew we weren't gonna survive outside. We had alcohol shits, again, from the night before, for the test. Stress. All I'm saying is, if we could all just find that one extra political friend and pretend to listen to them, so that they don't do this, that they don't strap a bomb to a dog to try and blow up their local politicians, maybe then the world would be a better place. So, on behalf of the rest of the world, find your local crazy college student and stop them, please. I think we could make the world a better place. I don't know where I was going with this. That was such a long rant for no reason. Anya and the dog find the bomb, and of course Anya almost sets it off like that, because, again, luckiest survivor, and she sneaks her way through the most convenient little window. But you'd think, if you're setting a bomb, maybe we should close off all other entrances, because this hole was big enough for a child to fit in, which means an adult could probably somewhat squeeze in, but, you know, plot. Regardless, she squeezed in and realized she doesn't know how to defuse a bomb. It doesn't really matter in this case, I guess. So can you guess what she did? What is it? She did what? That's right! She found a ketchup bottle and squirted the word no in English, and then made a bomb out of ketchup on the door so that nobody touched this door. Crazier part is this fucking worked. I don't know how. Also, I love how this girl is struggling in school, but somehow knows how to write in English. We're gonna skip past that plot hole completely, I guess. We're never gonna talk about that one again. At the end of the episode, Twilight became the droid the bad guy was looking for and led him far away. Had the dog chase him into this alleyway by the water, and
Time to end this.
Just kidding. I added those sound effects in. He didn't shoot the dog. He shot the vest off and then threw the bomb in the water. Because, you know, if Twilight was going to be a bad guy, you think people would still watch this show? No, they need to make Twilight really, really good. They catch the bad guy. Yay. And the bestest boy becomes part of the family. Now you're probably sitting there thinking, that was a really short episode. Episode 15 was so short. Why did you? Because there was really nothing else I cared about in that episode. You know, there were some action scenes, whatever, but, you know, it was a continuation of the other thing, but that's it. There was really nothing else that mattered to me. And you're gonna see that trend from here on out, starting with episode 16. This entire episode was about your learning how to cook at least one dish correctly. One dish that her family could enjoy. They enjoyed it, it was great, but she fucked up right on the next one. It was gross. They died, it seemed like. I think they died. End of the show. Did she finally cook that one dish correctly? Yes. Did she fail on the immediate next one? Also yes. Did I understand that this builds plot? Yes. Did I care? No, not really. Episode 17. This whole episode was about sharing and teamwork through origami so that way they could build things together as a team. As a matter of fact, Anya helped second son win somehow. They get a bit into his life and see how much of a lonely rich kid he is. Again, do I understand this is building plot in the story? Yes, but did I care? No, but I did actually kind of care for some reason about this one scene where there was a flashback with Yor and her brother, and she was feeding him food so bad that it was censored. So, yeah, I don't know why that interested me. The next episode was literally just how bad Anya's grades are. I mean, they added lore to let us know that she can't use her powers on the full moon. So our evil unky sister lover came to teach her how to do better in school, which we find out was a waste of time because all the things they studied were things she didn't have to do.
And she had into it.
None of this stuff will be covered on the midterms, though.
And big question here, is 30s really a passing grade in Japan? That part got me, because that is that is a failing grade here. That is past a failing grade here.
Pretty sure I absolutely nailed it!
And somehow we're still the dumbest country. Also, there was a new spy that showed up, but like, he lasted half an episode. No one gives a fuck about him, and he was gone by the end of the episode. Now, episode 19 was another one of those episodes, but I found it funny enough that I kind of want to cover it a little bit. So this character right here is Baby Frankenstein. I don't remember his real name, but here you go, for those who really care. And he thought that second son's dad made his family go bankrupt, so he tried to sneak a cigarette in to try and get him in trouble. Which, if any of you guys smoke, not for a goddamn second do I believe that not a single person smelled that cigarette butt. Cigarette butts, like old cigarette butts they stink. And they make your clothes stink more than I think a regular cigarette would. Regardless, he failed, and he told everyone that it was going to be his last day, because now he's poor. So all the kids treat him like super nicely, and it was like one of the sweetest things I'd seen in a while. Letting him try all the things in the cafeteria that he was never going to be able to try again since it was his last day. Singing with him, giving him little knickknacks and gifts so that he remembers them for wherever he goes next, including Anya, who gave him a leaf. It was a gift. It's a thought that counts. All that just to find out that he was wrong. His dad's company just got bought out. Like, they weren't going broke anytime soon. So he had to make that awkward walk back into the school, and everyone justifiably gave him the dirtiest of looks. And I honestly was hoping for Anya to ask for her leaf back. She didn't, but I really wanted her to. Episode 20. Anya shadows her dad at work to get some information for show and tell. Are there cute and funny moments in this episode? Yes. But is this show starting to feel like a whole bunch of goddamn filler at this point? Now, episodes 21 through 24. Oh, belly. Now, episodes 21 through 24 are just a compilation of jealousy episodes. So I'm gonna just put them all together. And the jealousy comes from wanting our boy Twilight's attention and love. Between our hot muscle mommy Yor and Nightfall, which is an agent that Lloyd works with, who has apparently been in love with him for quite some time, and honestly wanted to play the part of Lloyd's wife when he was originally looking for a wife, which I don't really understand why they didn't do that, because that would have made sense. Two agents working together makes sense. And I mean, even the names match up. Twilight, Nightfall, it meshes. But I'm glad they didn't, because she's boring. Like, such a dull character past the obsession part. Our mama, way cooler. But what was more important was these like epic tennis matches. Because I've actually never watched a sports anime at all. Like, it's on my list. It's on my list, I promise. Not only for the crazy cheating tech that like added so much drama to the whole thing, but to like some of these cool strategic moments and some of the cool action shots that they had kind of thrown in there. And it got me excited to watch the show again. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna stay too long on this topic, mainly because I don't want to get content blocked again. But I recommend you guys go check it out on your own time. Also, Yor is officially Mashle. It's either Mashle or Saitama at this point. You guys decide. Then it's Yor's turn to get jealous, and she starts expressing her true feelings towards Papa Dukes. Just drunk. So he tries, for the mission, to reciprocate those feelings before she falcon kicks him to the grates. Anya also apparently knows what this means.
Mama and Papa are late. Must be off shacking up somewhere.
Which is kind of concerning, but I'm gonna assume that it comes from the show, you know, it's the spy one that she always watches, the one that's definitely not age appropriate, or from her past that we still have not learned a goddamn thing about. Like, are we ever gonna get that backstory? Are we gonna learn why she was crying about mom? And finally, episode 25, Our boy makes first contact with his target and plants some seeds to be able to continue his mission later. And second son tries to make Papa Undead Frankenstein Hitler love him, but just like the mindless undead zombie he is, he does not care. And that is the end of the episode and season 1. Now in conclusion, as a whole, did I enjoy this show? Yes, I did. I actually did enjoy the show. But I will also say that I had plenty of moments in there that bored me, if I'm being 100% honest. There were episodes that I was really tempted to skip, because it really did feel like filler. Granted, I understand that there's a little bit of a bias for me, right? Because I also understand that I am a bit more of an action anime kind of person, so a slice of life anime wasn't exactly my thing. But that's why I'm here in the first place, so that way I can get my heartstrings pulled in a different way than an action anime will. And it could also be the fact that I'm used to 12 episode seasons for all these animes. Maybe I'm just overwhelmed, and I don't really know. Regardless of the excuse, I still felt the same way, so my opinion stays the same. Will I end up giving season 2 a try? Yeah, I actually might. I at least need to see what happens with Anya. Does she ever end up becoming that fucking me? And I also want to see if they end up giving Anya's backstory. But I promise you, if neither of those two things are in season 2, I'm definitely not giving season 3 a try. But either way, let me know what you guys thought of the show down below. While you're down there, don't forget to like and subscribe as usual. Tell 'em, honey. Good. Treat for you. Great doing business with you, kid. And I'll catch you guys on the next show. Peace.